For those left standing at the 2025 All England Open, it's been 4 very demanding days, but then they wouldn't have it any other way. Welcome to Birmingham, where everything is set fair for semi-final Saturday. And a warm welcome inside the Utility Arena, our venue since Tuesday, and of course, finals day tomorrow. Those trophies you just saw, what they're playing for, as well as the honour and the glory, the prize money, and a whole shed load of ranking points as well. And our thanks to Michael Whitcomb, who's with the Workforce Services Department, and he's bringing on the trophy that they'll be competing for at the HSBC BWF World Tour Finals. That's in Hangzhou, just before Christmas. Here's our lineup, starting with both mixed double semis. First up, it's Jiang and Huang. In their first tournament together, they take on the fellow Chinese War and Chen. Before the second semi-final features 18-year-old Korean Lee Jong-min partnering Che Yu-jun against Feng and Wei, another new Chinese pairing. Then we switch to singles. Top seed Shi Yu-chi even plotting a path to a second All England title 7 years after the first. Fellow countryman Li Shifeng stands in his way. Matsuyama and Shida versus Lu and Tan is a repeat of the Olympic semi-final where the Chinese pair prevailed. In fact, they've won the last 5 against the Japanese. And we conclude with one of the stories of the tournament. Alex Lanier is the only European left, and from what we've seen so far, the 20-year-old will take some beating. Li Xiaohao is the next to try. We have 5 more semi-finals to bring you in our second session. This starts at 5 o'clock local time, and it'll be in the company of Jill Clark and Steen Pedersen. A couple of matches really stand out. Look at those 2 women's singles. An Se-young against Akane Yamaguchi. That is something of an enduring rivalry. In fact, all 4 seeds, top seeds, have got through to the last 4. Han Yue taking on Wang Shiyi in the other women's semi. That's from 5 o'clock. Here's the draw for the mixed doubles then. We'll see both these semi-finals back-to-back. 3 seeds have made it through, and we're concentrating first of all on that top semi, which, as you can see, is an all-Chinese affair. Amazing to think that when they first held the All Englands back in 1899, it was only doubles. It's actually considered the unofficial World Championships until the official version was launched in 1977. The countdown's on, less than 10 seconds. Let's take you down to the arena.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is the YONEX All England Open Badminton Championships 2025 Mixed Doubles Semi-Final. Please welcome the number 5 seeds from China, Jiang and Huang. And their opponents, also from China, the number 7 seeds, and Chen.
So we're just moments away from the start of our first semi-final. Xinhua and Chen Fengwei, they're coming on in white. They will be underdogs, no question, even though Jiang and Huang are in their first tournament together. But as we know, both have an illustrious history with other partnerships. Hence, this is the first meeting between the pairs.
Okay, for you, black or red? Black is for you. It's black.
My name is Trevor Harris, delighted to have Olympic medalist Chris Langridge alongside me. Always a bit of a buzz, Chris, on semi-final Saturday. Just 1 match away from the showpiece match tomorrow, these 2 pairs. And even though it is Jiang and Huang's first tournament as a pair, probably start fairly heavy favourites in this one, would you say?
On paper, definitely. I think it's always interesting when you have two pairs from the same country just because they train together, they know each other's games inside out, and often I actually enjoy watching this just because it gives you a better insight. It's a quicker way for a coach to be able to analyse each other because they know each other's games better than anyone else because you train with them day in, day out, you know exactly what they're going to do. But it depends if we see which version of Jiang and Huang. Yesterday, first game, not so good to be honest, but then second and third, incredible.
Yeah, it's like they took a little while just to settle, find their rhythm, and when they did, they were in a different league to their opponents. Wang Dongping is 6 years her partner's senior. Of course, she won Olympic gold with Wang Yiliu in Tokyo. Plus the little matter of 19 World Tour titles, but never an All-England. She's not got one on the CV yet. Runner-up 3 years ago, absolutely desperate to add that to her collection. It's pretty much the only thing that's missing from it. There's that match we were talking about yesterday where they lost the first game against Go and Lai. But came back very strongly, you can see 21-8, 21-10 in games 2 and 3. So what about their opponents? Wu Xinhua and Chen Fengwei. They are ranked 7th in the world. They've been one spot higher. That was just a couple of months ago. Wu Xinhua's an interesting character, actually. He's had intensive training in badminton since he was 8. And he famously beat Lin Dan as a teenager playing for Shandong in the national games. And his partner, Chen Fengwei, teamed up as a pair last year. And they won the Super 500 Thai Open. Also won in Macau and the Korean Masters too, and they made the final at the Indonesian Masters in January, just a couple of months ago as well. So fair to say they are also in form. Let's have a look at how they've progressed through to the last 4. And like their opponents, they were taken to 3 games in the quarter-final yesterday, just over an hour, coming through 21-17 against Chiquel and Delroux of France. Matthias Röbel of Poland in the chair for this one, and Amanda Ballum, there she is, from England, is the service judge. Just a reminder, Hawkeye is in operation, so each pair have 2 challenges per game, and if they are correct in the challenge, they will keep it. An auditorium here that can seat 16,000. It was the biggest, actually, indoor arena in the country when it opened back in the early 90s. And then they renovated it about a decade ago. Actually opened by the Canadian singer Michael Bublé when they updated it. His picture is on the walls here, along with many other stars who've performed here.
Jiang and Huang and Huang Dongping, China. And on my left, Guo Xinhua and Chen Fengwei, China. Chen Fengwei to serve to Jiang and Huang. Level. Play.
So here we go. First shuttle hit on semi-final Saturday. Wonder whether the 2 in red can make a slightly quicker start than they did in the quarter-final yesterday. Good morning.
Yeah, their defence there, Huang Dongping, so good, so solid. And it's amazing, obviously, China having 3 pairs in the semi-final here. And possibly the best pair ever, having obviously just retired from China, the Olympic gold medalist. world badminton at the moment, trying to really do dominate the mixed doubles category.
1-2.
Great reach.
There's almost, I think, duo there. I think you've been watching Greg Mayers from yesterday.
Yeah.
A little bit of hold, that deceptive magic. He does incredible to pick that up, though. Jiang gets sent totally the wrong way.
Thank you, Landon.
Well, we've only had 4 points, but already it's clear this is going to be a very high quality mixed doubles semi-final.
If this continues, this will be by far the best match, or the best mixed doubles, sorry, that I would have seen live so far at this tournament. We've had a great start to this match.
We've had great crowds all week. And they've been treated to some hugely entertaining badminton. Today's programme, I don't think, will be any different.
Interesting about Chen. So I was looking through their results and see there's 4 Super 1000 tournaments, 4 of the big ones, and this being one of them. And the other 3, Malaysian Open, they did win a match but lost second round. But in China Open and Indonesian Open, they lost first round of both. So for them, this is kind of a big performance. They've done really well at some of the smaller tournaments, Super 300s and so on. But one of the really big ones, first time they've kind of broken through. Brilliant. It was out.
Yeah, just while they're challenging.
Definitely would have challenged that.
It was a very quick decision by the line judge. Sometimes that would suggest it was correct. But let's have a look what the technology says. Oh, no, it clipped the line.
Yeah. I'll be honest, I thought it was a little bit more in than that, but great challenge.
Great challenge and a great start for these two.
Not phased at all, playing such an experienced partnership on the other side. 1 and 2 in the world, combining together in the partnership of Jiang and Huang.
Service over. 3-5.
Really well read there. Huang Dongping.
4-5.
Battle for net domination is going to be fascinating here because both Huang and Chen have made excellent starts this match.
Standard in as well. This man, I haven't seen a lot of him play in the past. I've seen a little bit. And sometimes he can get a little carried away with injecting a lot of pace all the time, but I'm really impressed with him so far in this match. It's a big win yesterday for Chen and Gu against the French, Tom and Delphine. I think Tom and Delphine on their day can almost beat anyone in the world at the moment. It was a really exciting match. Watched that back last night.
that one.
Yeah, I don't think the drift is quite as strong sideways today as we had seen yesterday and the days before. Don't think it's as much right to left. Just brilliant.
7-6.
High skill level, great control.
He's getting a good view. Man centre screen.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure he's far enough away to possibly need those, but he wants to get right in on the action. Brilliant cut out.
She's been red hot so far.
And if this game continues like this, we're in for an absolute treat. It's badminton at its highest level because the rallies are basically just being won from brilliance, you know, from a really good shot. There's no simple mistakes. There's no one looking tense or nervous. As I say that, we've had one of the first unforced errors.
First. Yeah, the other errors up to now have been leaving shuttles that have dropped in. But in terms of actual shots that have been unforced mistakes, that was about the first.
And also every rally, it's a big effort. 7 minutes in, and it's a big effort to win the point. Defences out there are so solid. Good pace. Good placement as well, just across Jiang's body. Interesting in that rally. Duo on his forehand side when he's defending, he's so far across to the middle that there is a humongous gap. On his backhand side, though, he's covering the line a lot more. I don't know if that was just for that rally or if that is his actual position when he's defending. Got to be careful he doesn't get exposed on the forehand down the line because he was leaving a humongous gap.
Judge.
Well, somewhat surprising scoreline, you'd have to say. A 4-point lead for the number 7 seeds, Jiang Chen, and certainly giving Jiang and Huang something to think about.
Eleven, 7. Play. Four. 12, 7.
They needed to stop the rock.
8-12.
From that angle, we kind of got a really good perspective of how much court Guo is covering.
Service over.
I have to say, I'm incredibly impressed with his performance so far. Guo's been exceptional, absolutely exceptional. He's done everything right. And I do believe it just does come from that, he plays his two opponents day in, day out. He knows their game inside out. Placement. And if I was Jiang and I'm on the straight with Guo, I definitely would be hitting that inside tram, because I do feel Guo is maybe just a little bit far away from the inside tram, covering the middle a bit too much when he's on the straight. First time we've seen a little run.
11-13.
More experienced Jiang and Huang. Also just some cheaper, quicker points.
Yeah, three in a row is the most they've won in this game. Their opponents 6 points on the spin at one stage. It's just wide.
Then another very quick point.
12-13.
Right back in it now. Jiang and Huang.
Where have they been? Overslept.
They've missed some exciting stuff already.
Service over. 14-12.
Good in the set. Let's call it set play. It's not really a set play, but when he's on his left hand, on his forehand, sorry, he's playing cross, and Chen's coming off so well to cover a forehand. That's how it's set up there. Left hander, right hander sort of combination.
Oh, how did he get that?
Oh my goodness, I thought he had that one as well. That would have been exceptional.
But the pressure that they're under at the moment, I don't think too many expected this.
That was a great pickup, and then nearly, he's not even looking at it. If he'd have pulled that off, that would have been something special.
Backup coach.
It's almost every rally where Guo and Chen Fengwei are the aggressors.
It's amazing that longest rally, 38 shots.
12.
thought we had a longer one by now, but every rally seems to be of that caliber, around the sort of 25 to 30 shots. Look, he's just everywhere, though. He's covering the court so well. Even there, chasing forward.
We might have a little timeout here.
I think at the end of the rally, he sort of moved his ankle. That I don't know if his sock slipped or something, or maybe even the insole inside his shoe. So it's quite uncomfortable if your insole does move or your sock slip, especially the way he's moving at light speed. Not 100% sure he asked the umpire, because the umpire doesn't look too happy with him. He's getting a card here.
Warning for misconduct. Delay.
Still doesn't look too happy with his ankle or his foot. He was grimacing there.
17-12. Play. Fault. Service over. 13-17.
The level they're playing at. I look at some of their past results, and, you know, they have had them. Final Indonesian Masters, they won the Korean Masters, they won the Thailand Open, which are all incredible achievements. But the level they're playing at right now is amazing.
Well, that gentleman with the Team China banner can't really lose either way in this first semi-final. But those two have made a rip-roaring start. 3 points away in this opening game. That we've seen points can be won in quick succession. Jiang and Huang, he still would rule them out here, even at 14-18 down.
Just missed it.
Just quickly, Chris, for those who maybe don't follow badminton, regularly, well, I think it's a bit harsh, that yellow card, just for obviously having some issue with his soccer issue.
It's a difficult one, because on one hand, 100%, but on the other hand, I'm not 100% sure he said that's exceptional, brilliant shot, but I don't know if he asked the umpire, I don't know if he asked clearly, because in theory, if you want to do your shoelace up, there's something in your shoe, you want to move because you can't perform, you should be allowed. Now the problem is, if you don't ask the umpire and you just walk off court and take your shoe off, you are kind of
you want to challenge?
Breaking the rules as such.
It was called in. Do you want to challenge? Wang Dongping challenge.
That was called in. Well, this is going to be game if it doesn't get overturned. Almost seemed to happen in slow motion, that. And I'm not sure Warren Chen were aware of the call either.
It looked like Huang was sure it was out, or called out. And that's why, because it was quite a long way out.
Correction, out.
By a country mile.
Service over, 15.
But still 5 game points for the number 7 seeds. Just needed another one. And that is a somewhat surprising scoreline, you have to say, in the opening game. Xinhua, Chen take it 21-15. And Jiang and Huang have a lot of work to do here in this first mixed doubles semi.
Second game, level, play. Service over, 1 love.
So the question is, can Chen keep up the level they showed us in their first game? Because if they can, the highest seeded pair might be in trouble.
Big smile there from Wang Dongping. I don't think she meant to leave there, she went for it. So important for this partnership. Huang Dongping to be able to take. They've got to get on the attack. That's exceptional. Be dominant on that net.
Well, a statement of intent start after dropping the first game from Jiang and Huang. Well, there's a challenge here. Looks to the naked eye as if it was just wide of the sideline, but Hawkeye will give the definitive verdict.
It's definitely worth a challenge, not only because it was close, but because the momentum is all against Guo and Chen.
Challenge unsuccessful. 1 challenge remaining. 5 love.
Big thing here. Guo and Chen not got the attack at all.
Didn't miss any like that in the first game.
This is the thing sometimes when the momentum's all against you, you know, 5 love down, you're probably slightly overthinking about the score. You're almost desperate to win that first point and get a score on the scoreboard. Just snatch slightly at it.
4. Service over, 1-6. One. Service over, 7-1.
And it's what they said, these two at the kind of the midpoint break, they feel really confident on the attack. They both believe that Jiang and Huang are struggling a little bit on the defense against them, and I'd say that rally does show that, but I think it's because Guo's attack spin is so good.
How much running she's doing. That was good in the end, but Chen might have lost a point, but not from lack of effort. Covered half a mile at that point. Look at her.
8-2.
Like an athlete doing little shuttle runs.
Thank you.
And that rally was a really good display of, you know, nobody wants to lift, no one wants to give the attack away, and you have to fight so hard to maintain your position, but also control of the rally to not have to lift. Jiang there, he read it really well. I said in the first game, we saw a lot from Guo going cross on his forehand to kind of set his partner's forehand up. Maybe Jiang's just realised that because he just held his base on his backhand and he was so early on that backhand.
Service over, 3-9.
Very sharp from Chen at the net.
9.
Great defense. Brilliant defensive shot there, Chen.
6-9.
What a comeback this has been now.
What were they, 9-3 at one stage?
It felt like they were, you know, Jiang and Huang were kind of getting their rhythm and starting to get a bit of feeling in the match.
Well, it was impeccable defence. And in the end, they wore and Chen down.
I think that's one of only a very few rallies that we've seen when they've had the attack that they haven't actually managed to get through. Chen and Guo, especially Guo in his attack. It's exceptional. And he's just hunting the shuttle so well. He's hitting a shot, he's active, he's looking for the next one. And that's what allows him to be early pretty much all the time. He's late there, but then there, and just holds his base high. Really, really impressive.
Yeah, and that allied to Chen capitalising on just about everything at the net. I think I said they were 9-3 down. It was actually 9-2 at one stage, and they're back within a couple of points again.
See Chen there signalling Guo is actually going out, but can get out of the way of it.
So mid-game break. 11-8.
给你过去的球，你要有点球速，你要分开有点球速，你不要这种软控一冒起来，我会有点难受。你先给我，好，然后我再站起来打他。这个比较难打，他这边只上来，也是难受的，对吧？因为他两个人都压上来了，没有那么多空间可以。好，没问题。给球速嘛，因为你这边方向因为很拉的。我知道。对，你后面你看你刚刚是。但是基本上你只要
11-8. It's okay. Play. Service over. 9-11.
Just looks like she's absolutely relishing this. Certainly with the dominant presence at the net of the two women.
Yeah, no, I'm so impressed with how they've both played so far. Younger, lower ranked pair. Right back in this now, 11-all. As you said, 9-2 down.
Yeah, and it almost looked like a formality, didn't it, for Jiang and Huang at that point? Not just because of the scoreline, but just the complexion of the match and the way they were playing. But it's all turned around since, and they've gone in front. It went long.
And this is the big thing now. You know, elite sport momentum, flow, feeling, confidence. You get in that groove, everything just feels a lot more comfortable.
And conversely, the pressure starting to build on the number 5 seeds. We had 2 net courts in that rally, but the second one was the decisive one.
Doesn't look too impressed with that.
It's over. 12-all.
I have to say his positioning is quite unique. He's so close to the middle. There's such a massive gap on the inside tram line on the straight. Gou's defending. No doubt about it now. You can see a little bit of nerves kicking in for Jiang.
13-12.
He's got a lot of pressure on his shoulders, this man.
Service over. 13-all.
Big power. It's very evident we're going to see a massive battle now for who can get the attack, because pretty much when either pair gets the attack's just too strong at the moment. Exactly what we saw then. You know, no one wants to live. Everyone's trying to control the mid-court to force your opponent to be below tape and then have to hit an upward shot. Chen chased forward so well, defended so well as well. She's very quick when she's going forward.
Well, speed, and, yeah, and allied to superb racket skills.
But she just had that feeling, chased in front of her partner now. So if she'd have got that wrong and they hit with power cross court, she wouldn't have been able to cover.
Service over, 16-14, yes. Change. Service over.
I was making a bit of a statement
15,
there.
16.
They've been aggressive, haven't they, from point one of game one. Haven't changed their approach at all. I think might just surprise their opponents a little bit.
This is it now. As soon as anybody lifts, the pressure from the attack is just too strong.
Service over, 17-15.
Uncharacteristic mistake.
18-15.
And an untimely moment. Just a little bit of breathing space on that scoreboard now for the number 5 seeds. A bid to level this match. Between them, they got it done.
Yeah, moving around each other, covering each other so well.
Service over, 16.
Again, you know, it
18.
shows how imperative it is. You've got to be the pair getting on the attack. Got to have a fairly high base, pushing forward to force your opponents to have to lift. Take the mid-court early.
Well, no one can say they don't deserve that after the one that went against them a few points ago.
Only down.
And you can see on this replay, he's just coming forward, stepping in, and in again.
17-18.
Works his way forward so well. That's a big point.
Long by a margin, and they're back on terms again. Well, there's a challenge. I don't think this is going to reverse the decision. It may just buy them a little bit of time to regroup. I think that's why they're doing it, because clearly this was beyond the back line. And the mini comeback from 18-15 down. Huge pressure out there now.
One challenge
particularly on Jiang and Huang. They've got no margin for error here, being a game down.
18 all. Go on. Go. Go on. Go on. Is the shuttle okay? Yeah, it's fine. It was a fair. Play. Huang.
Wow, what a time. What a time to get a little bit of luck like that.
Service over. 19.
Yeah, just
18.
exceptional. Exactly at the right moment. 18-all. A little bit of magic.
Fence, wow.
Now, in all honesty, Jiang and Huang, you know, I don't know how they won that point, but exceptional, and that's 2 massive points.
18.
Well, it was an escape that Houdini would have been proud of, and it's earned them 2 game points to level this semi-final.
Incredible defense before the last one.
Just making them play an extra shot, an extra shot.
Service over. 19-20.
But they stuck to the task, so 1 saved, 1 to go. From Ward Chen's point of view. That was a little tame, that one. A little nervy. Pressure.
20-all.
Something that just doesn't quite seem right at the moment with Go. He's kind of... He's taking longer between points. He's kind of moving around in a weird way. He's holding his back.
Be ready.
No, I think he's got an issue.
Service over.
Not moving freely at all,
20.
is he? So the 3rd chance to level the match.
Challenges calls in.
It dropped in, I think. They're challenging just, I think, because they can. Yeah, flush on the line.
Challenge unsuccessful.
They knew.
No challenges remaining. Service over.
I think
21.
the fact that
all
went straight to his bag and sat down is telling. Definitely struggling with something. But he may only need to be out there for 2 more points. So that's 3 game points they've saved. Brilliant.
Yeah, really good.
And if he has got a problem, he's playing through a little bit of a pain barrier here, and he's earned a match point.
This would be absolutely massive for these two. They covered each other so well in that point, even when she's off balance. Covered it so well. Might just be a tiny twinge he's got in his back, and he's actually fine, because the way he moved then, it was really good. So
adrenaline's the best medicine, isn't it, though?
Yeah. Might be an act.
Match point. She'd like to have that one back.
Yeah,
Chen.
Go there, and he was just signaling. You could just lift that one. You could have just done a higher lift and got Huang Dongping on the back line there. Just forced it. And that's what happens. You know, you're almost so desperate to win that you do. Your mind plays a bit of a trick on you.
Yeah, and she knew, didn't she? The minute she struck it, it was all wrong. Absolutely engrossed, this crowd. Oh, it's dropped in well in, I think, too.
And he really made a conscious effort to leave it, and even called to his partner to leave it. And it did. The shuttle kind of just died. It slowed down. And
yeah. Well in that. So, game point number 4 for Jiang and Huang. Interesting they went for the flicker on the serve, though.
yeah, it's good serve. Got to say, in that rally, Chen, really, really good. I've given a lot of praise to her partner in this match, but that rally was brilliant from her. Covered so well there. It takes off really well. Covers a lot of court.
So a second opportunity to earn a place in tomorrow's final.
23.
They do it. What a result this could be for this pair. Fairly young partnership, as in been really touring for that long. Left it again. Great return, no doubt about it.
It's like they're almost waiting for a mistake from their opponents rather than trying to win it themselves.
And this is the thing, sometimes you hope. You don't mean to, but you're just almost dreaming of your opponent making that mistake. I think there, there's no doubt about it. It was a phenomenal return from Huang Dongping. She's really attacked the serve. What a tense end to this second game.
It's assuming epic proportions now, isn't it? Game 2 here. 24 all. Great serve again, under the most intense pressure.
25-24.
So by my calculations, this is game point number 5. Second guessed it, and Huang Dongping takes us to a decider. You just had a suspicion they'd find a way. But what entertainment.
Yeah, brilliant end to that second game, as in how exciting it was. And now here, Huang Dongping doing her coaching role. We've seen in the past with Feng, previous partner.
就是唯一的防守，他顶上可能有点高，因为我们知道他会这样子的一个顶住，只有防守这个问题，我把他球顶出去，你给点球手，会加点都没有问题，其他打都非常好，形成进攻我们就有机会，我一定看到。所以一定要有信心，一定要差不多到了。 或者是3或者是4。我们就思路清晰，然后不用犹豫。我们现在所有球都是犹豫要怎么打，犹豫怎么打，就坚决的，错就错，错我们再救，对，错就错，好不好？
抓的球很好啊。
One， 对手。Final game. A level. Play.
So here we go, decider. And you've got to think psychologically, Jiang and Huang in a better place, having saved a couple of match points in game 2.
And it can be so tough, almost feeling like the win was snatched before you. How are they going to start this second game? Chen, go.
But it was evident, wasn't it? Especially in the latter stages of that game, there was so much tension out there.
Yeah, and it's such a big occasion for both pairs. This new partnership wants to get off to a good start. Oh, that well. Chen, wow.
So much on the line in terms of ranking points as well as prize money. Semi-finalists, losing semi-finalists here pick up just over 20,000 US. Get to the final, you're talking 51,000 minimum and 6 figures if you win it. It shows you how much they're playing for.
Brilliant. And, you know, I said it before, I do think well, he wants to cover his partner, but he's so far over in every situation. There is always a big gap, either on the cross or the straight, depending, you know, where the shuttle is. And that's really well found by Yang. Hearing what Huang Dongping was saying at the interval, basically just don't hesitate, don't panic, trust yourself. Almost just trying to ease the tension of the pressure that Jiang's feeling. Great defense. Started off the match with so many you know, generous comments, or not even generous, just honest comments about Go, as in how well he was playing. But Chen, she's really come alive. Incredibly impressed with her also. She's competing against Huang Dongping, one of the very best mixed doubles players over the last 8 years maybe. Watching a match of this caliber, China are so far ahead of any other nation in regards to the depth and quality that they have in mixed doubles.
Yeah, it's very, very short odds we're going to get an all-Chinese final, because Feng and Wei will be big favourites in the second semi that follows this match.
Service over, 3-5.
Does show you though how mixed doubles is kind of evolving. How much court coverage and how much looking off and almost rotational play now there is a mixed. Something that I think Chen has done so well today. That's one of the rare occasions where maybe she didn't quite get it right.
Service over, 6-3.
Absolutely brilliant. She's in all sorts of trouble. Shows her quality in that rally. Here, does so well to pick it up, and it's a really short lift. And just calm and composed. Brilliant. This is the thing, if you give Jiang, if you give him time,
5, 6,
jumps so high, so athletic.
Look
how high he jumps here. Good angle, good placement.
Great anticipation again from Chen.
Yeah, incredible, because the first cutout that she made was difficult and then big at the net. See it here, this one, because she's so close. So it's so hard to pick that one off, and then steps forward so well. She is definitely competing with Huang Dongping in the net.
Seen a few of those.
Service over, 6, 7. Thank you, judge. Service over, 8, 6.
Just hit the hour mark. It's been 60 minutes of brilliant badminton so far. What a semi-final to start off. Semi-finals day at the All England.
Nine, 6.
I'd say Chen is controlling the game now. First game didn't have a lot to do, but second and third so far she's been so good. Showing also her caliber.
Service over, 7.
It's almost like these pairs are taking it in turns, demonstrate how proficient they are. Points won in little clusters. It's still, say, impossible to call this.
See there, go. He knew exactly what was going on, put pace in, stepped off, and then as soon as the second one, he knew Jiang was going to take the pace off, chases in. He knows that because he trains with him day in, day out.
Guo Xinhua challenges called out.
So over to Hawkeye.
Challenge unsuccessful. One challenge remaining.
Yeah, they probably won't want to use the second challenge in any kind of frivolous way, because it might be absolutely critical to get later into this decider.
Defensive rally.
Well, that is utterly incredible. How on earth did they stop at that point?
Well, I think he actually got two back. He didn't even know he got back.
Off the scale.
Yeah.
Off the scale. And if anything's worth a fist pump, that is. And there was an admiring glance from Chen Fengwei as well, his partner.
Yeah, if my partner just did that, I'll be pretty happy too.
Well, it's maintained a lead for them at the mid-game interval, albeit a narrow one.
Jiang 11-9. Play.
Well, that all started because Huang was going to leave the serve thinking it was short, then realised that he was mistaken, kind of concocted a return, but they were always up against it from then on.
Wow.
I think this is a really important stage of this decider. If they can get themselves a little bit of a lead, it's 4 points already, and really put the number 5 seeds under pressure.
Yeah, really clever play. Really clever play for both of them. Both of Go and Chen there. Really impressive. Great return of serve.
Service over. 10-13.
Just the way she almost steers it into gaps. Hugely impressive.
Yeah, and she kind of set herself up. She plays this return on purpose, looking straight off, covers it, sets herself up, and there's a big gap. Quite evident at the moment. Jiang's finding stuff a little bit difficult. I don't know if he's overthinking things. He's feeling a little bit of pressure. Just making a few more mistakes. And it's a tough challenge because he's playing with Huang Dongping, bit of a legend of the game. He's expected to win this. Brilliant though.
Yeah, pounced on that.
Service over. 11-15. Change.
storms in. As soon as he plays that forehand mid-court, he's on the net.
16-11.
Not concerned at all about the one over his head. There, look straight in.
That doesn't count, even if it had connected a comeback. Racket's got to be in your hand, but again, what a superb rally. Crowd have treated as something truly spectacular here, first up on semi-finals day.
Yeah, it's quite an entertaining way
Go on. Can you check the court?
to end the rally.
Okay.
Now it's 68 minutes of pretty much every rally of brilliant badminton.
I mean, there's just not been a dull moment, has there?
Not at all,
Entire
yeah.
match.
The level's not dipped, the excitement's been of the whole match. It's been real joy to watch. The semi-finals day is such a treat at the All England. He's got it back. Can't get that.
He's gone for the racket throwing trick again.
Are you okay?
Ooh.
Are you okay?
I think we need to tell
And I just love you can see the funny side of it afterwards. Both on the floor, both on one side of the court. I'll chuck the racket and have a giggle.
Oh, looks like
Do you need a doctor?
He's
Are you
definitely okay.
Well, this would be such a shame if he's done something that's going to preclude him carrying on. I'm sure he will carry on. It's a question of how serious it is. Is it a hand issue? Because he was holding his hand and his leg.
Just hope it's not anything like as jarring his Achilles or anything like that.
你是说这个啊？可以开始 I will take it open。是不是拉到正常？凹到了。
就是有没有那个喷那种？
现在不能用喷。He is asking for
No，
这个没有动。
没有，今天有
推上，推上，
推上
脚上。Relax， 不要动。Yeah, it's just one spray for painkiller. Yeah, 因为现在 regulation no spray. Can he do it himself? He just one painkiller spray.
那我缓一下，
缓一下是什么意思 ？Continue or no?
稍微缓3分钟。没事没事。
要穿回鞋哦。
对。
只是那边痛，别位没有痛哦。
没事。Okay.
I mean, it looked evident there when they were doing some of the simplistic testing that there was discomfort. Just hope it's nothing too serious and it doesn't hold him back.
Well, nothing they can do, they just sit and wait. Well, he really is not moving very freely at all.
Sometimes something like that can almost be the shock a little bit that surprises you.
16.
Just really hope it's nothing bad because this has been such a good game so far.
You can tell he's semi-mobile. Literally standing there and trying to throw his racket at the shuttle, but in terms of being able to move with any kind of a rhythm, I think it's a big problem. that hurt. You could see it. But what an effort.
It's one of these things sometimes in the rally, when you're moving and adrenaline's really pumping, you don't quite feel the pain, and then as soon as you stop the rally, a short pause, you start to feel it. Great placement there, you can see Huang Dongping committed to a forehand. So close, 17-14. But still a long way to go.
Service over, 15-17.
Looks like it's just starting to slip away.
Yeah, you just wondered that 1 point that they won 3 points ago. This might have taken a bit out of him. Let's see how mobile he is here. Mobile enough. They're trying to just kind of inch their way over the line, aren't they, here? That's what it's about. Silverware and the honour and the glory. One of the biggest tournaments in the world in the sport of badminton. 3 points away. It probably feels a lot further for those two.
Gift in the end.
19-16.
Then the other thing is, if they do come through, is how much can they do in 24 hours ahead of the final. Obviously, they can give him some painkiller spray or pills or whatever, but going to get there first. 19-16.
What a serve. Oh my goodness. What a serve at that point in the match. He has got a very strong forearm.
He's got a very strong character too, with the injury that he's carrying. 4 match points for a place in tomorrow's final.
He's done it.
They're there. That is a magnificent victory against the much-fancied Jiang and Huang new pairing. It was 3 games. It was incredibly entertaining. And they found a way through Wu Xinhua and Chen Fogwei. You won't see a more entertaining mixed doubles match than that. Gripping from the start. Drama, it had pretty much everything. And we'll see these two again tomorrow.
24-26.
Really impressive from these two. Really impressive. It's the best I've ever seen them play, to be honest. They were actually the better pair. They really were.
Never won a Super 1000 event. They're going to have a chance tomorrow afternoon.
I think before this, the last 3 Super 1000s they played, they only won 1 match out of 3 tournaments, and now they're in the final of the All England. That's what it means.
So they go through 21-15, 24-26, 21-16 in an hour and a quarter on court. Well, how do we follow that? Well, we think we can with the second mixed doubles semi-final that's coming up in a couple of minutes' time. Li and Che of Korea take on Feng Yanzhe and Wei Yoshin of China. If it's half as good as what we've just seen, it'll be well worth watching. We're back in a couple of minutes. Welcome back to England's second city and the 115th All England. Well, it was against all odds in some ways they would go through after the injury that Warshu suffered, but they found a way. And now we're going to find out who they'll meet in tomorrow's mixed doubles final, because it's the second semi. Lee and Shea of Korea up against Fu Wei of China. Well, here's how the mixed doubles draw has worked out. Obviously, you saw that first semi-final earlier. Will the number 5 seeds prevail? They are red-hot favourites to do so against the Koreans.